welcome back to our channel. Welcome back to the review hour for the Challenge All-Stars episode 3. We're just gonna jump right into it. And the beginning of this episode, we come back right off of Trishelle being eliminated and Kendall's win in the challenge. And everybody congratulating Kendall.
Yeah.
So after they come back from the elimination, we get a little scene of Jimmy and Nehemiah talking, and Jimmy is kind of like pushing for them to like get into an alliance together, to start working together. She thinks it would be good to be a girl-guy pair and help them get each other through the get each other through the game. So what do you think about them teaming up together?
I think Nehemiah had, I think he summed it up best, is that, he came into the game with like his athleticism, and that's what he was leaning towards. But he was like, in order for me to get to the final, that I need to work on the politics. And I feel like a lot of people don't do that. So he knows exactly what he works with. And like he said, Jimmy is a politician. Definitely with this, in this house, she is probably one of the best, if not the best in the house. But it's good. Like we've been talking about these last couple of episodes. When you come back to the challenge, you need to work on what you wasn't working on when you were there like 14, 15 years ago. Like you need to build on your weaknesses so you can be an overall good challenger and competitor. So I think Nehemiah had the right idea connecting with Jimmy, and plus, they had their own little ulterior motive for that alliance. So
yeah, Jimmy is good with the social game. She's good at connecting people, making them feel like they're important to her, telling them what they need to hear. And that seems like something Nehemiah needs, because he seemed like he might be like kind of a bad liar, kind of too nice for it. You know what I mean? He doesn't seem like he'd be able to pull off like being duplicitous well. So that would be good to have Jimmy on his side, because she'll be good at playing the game, turning it on, turning it off, telling people what they need to hear when they need to hear it. So I think that's a good alliance for them as a whole, because on the flip side, Nehemiah could get the wins for the more physical stuff that she probably might not be able to get. So we'll see how that goes. I think it's a good idea. So then we get Cyrus and Beth talking outside the next morning. Everybody's just chilling around the house, and Cyrus and Beth are just like lollygagging, talking about everybody and talking about nicknames in the house. And then we see that Jimmy and Beth have formed a relationship. Beth really likes Jimmy, which is, a turn from she wasn't sure if Jimmy would even like her and want to work with her at the beginning, like first impressions, because Jimmy is really good friends with like Veronica and the girls that never liked Beth. So she didn't know if she would even get along well with Jimmy because of other relationships she has with other people. I like Beth. I've always liked Beth. So I want her to be able to have people in this house to look out for her. But because they said, like, she's like, oh, Jimmy would never turn on mama. I'm like, baby, Jimmy gonna turn on mama. Because like, I hope she don't, but that's like, I feel like that's gonna be a thing now that they showed us that.
Yeah, I think they were setting up a lot of stuff this episode for what's to come. And I don't know, I guess we'll get to it once we kind of talk about the challenge and a certain challenger. But yeah, I kind of like, and I don't like that we get to see a more personal level with all the challengers, like their relationships. Like she said, she feel like Jimmy is a daughter to her. So I kind of like that. But at the same time, I feel like everybody in this house is too nice. And everybody is just like being friends. And like the main thing they care about is like the friendship. And not some people like the game is their first priority. But I don't know. From what they've been showing us these last 3 episodes, everybody a little too friendly. So I need them to...
Well, they've been gone for a while. So when they get back in the game. So right now they don't know how to just talk like savage. What?
We need them to be cutthroat, because they all are challenge. Well, not all of them are challenge champions, but they all are legacy. Nobody's a rookie. So it's like, you can't be friends. Like, y'all need to be in the mindset to,
Okay, and so like I said, we'll see how the Beth and Jimmy relationship plays out. I do hope Jimmy stays loyal to Beth, but I don't know. Jimmy went against was that Jenna and Kayla and them. So who knows what she'll do. Okay, so then the next thing we get is again, they're all just chilling this day, and then we see that Ruthie mentions that she is like kind of insecure within the game and that she really leans on Tech. Tech is the only person she really trusts is Tech. And also it seems like maybe she trusts Arissa as well. So those are her people, but otherwise within this game, it looks like unfortunately that Ruthie is kind of an outsider. I feel sad about that. But yeah, so she's like, I really just love Tech and I really need him here. And I was like, oh, that's a kiss of death. You know, they, you know, you be like we said, we reading into everything everybody's saying. I'm like, oh, is this a guy's elimination Tech probably about to go?
So yeah. Tech just having fun too, so you already knew it was coming. But
yeah,
I think the thing that I hate about the whole Ruthie storyline so far is that Anissa hit it right on the head with first impression. She was like, you know, Ruthie plays this game every season or however many seasons she did, Paranoid, and we already started to like see that come into fruition, and it gets even worse later.
Yeah,
we'll get to that.
Yeah, I'll give my thoughts on that when we get there. I'll give my thoughts on that. Okay, so we go after that, we go into the challenge. So the challenge, the daily challenge today is called Melt Away. And I think I would consider it a challenge staple. I feel like, but it's like old school challenge staple. I haven't seen it in years. Again, these new school challengers are in an icy tundra and super stark. And they used to do that like in bikinis in Fiji and stuff like that. So they probably wouldn't do that now because now the challengers are like I said, in Iceland, they're always in like wetsuits because of the environment type of thing. But I consider it a challenge staple. And basically the premise of the challenge is that they are within 5 groups of 4, and each team is tasked to, they each get a giant block of ice. Within the ice is shields with the names of the different seasons of the challenge on it. And they have to use whatever means necessary using their body to melt the ice to get the shields from within. They can do whatever they have to get the shields. If they break any of the shields, it is a 5-minute penalty for any shield, for every shield broken. And once they get the shields, they have to order the challenges in chronological order on their board. Whoever gets it first wins the challenge, and the last place team, the man that's the team captain is automatically going into the challenge, and the woman on the winning team gets the lifesaver. So that's where we're at when the challenge starts. So what do you think about this challenge?
Before we go there, let's say the teams real quick.
Okay.
The black team was Anissa, Derek, Janae, and Latarian, with Derek and Janae being captains. The copper team was Big Easy, Hisela, Katie, and Nehemiah. Katie and Nehemiah was captains. Gold team was Alton, Beth, Jimmy, and Mark, with Beth and Mark being captains. Gray team was Arissa, Ruthie, Tech, yes, with Arissa and Tech being captain again for the guys. And the silver team was Darrell, Kellyanne, Kendall, and Cyrus, with Darrell and Kendall being captains. This challenge was very overall. I mean, we kind of like me. I was like, there's no way they was gonna melt this ice. Like a lot of them even knew like we was gonna be out there for hours or days trying to break this ice. But once I saw Darrell peeing on the ice,
yes, Darrell peed on the ice. He was looking like looking back. I mean, whenever they do that challenge, I do think, why doesn't somebody pee on it? Because it would melt it.
People was laying on this, spitting on it, using their body heat. We saw Arissa calling to the sun gods.
Yeah, I don't know why they thought spitting on it would melt it. I don't know about that one. But I agree with what Tech said. He's like, I understand what Arissa is doing, but what you need to call on the ancestors before the challenge. We are doing something right now. We don't have time.
Like, I get you all with one in nature, all that's cool, but yeah, y'all got a challenge to win. You're not really performing. Like, girl, get it together. I need you to,
at this point right now, nobody is really looking at her, so she hasn't had to really perform yet. So we'll see. I don't think she's. I mean, I can be wrong, but from where it's looking right now, I can't see her winning. But people can pull up. This could be all the act, and she'd be like, I'm actually in the game.
You don't want to be like, again, you saw how they did Kendall, where they saw that she was checked out and she was like the first person they threw in. So I feel like Arissa, if she don't get her act together, yeah. But overall, this challenge was interesting. It was pretty fun to watch.
I loved it. Watching this challenge, I thought it was so funny. I actually cracked up because watching Kellyanne twerk on the ice, she was actually twerking on the ice. I don't know what was happening. I don't know what was happening. But the challenge actually looked painful when they were rubbing their backs on the ice. They was all red. This is not working. They would have been there for hours and hours trying to melt this ice if they would have kept doing that. So TJ calls a pause to the game and says that he's giving each team a hammer, and they can use the hammer to get through the ice. But still, rules apply. If you break a shield, it's 5 minutes added on to your overall time. So they go to work. So now with the hammer, we're getting somewhere. All the teams have one guy going crazy on the ice. Alton goes crazy. Kellyanne says he's looking fine, but Alton's married, so it's not like it's a showman's brewing. She just letting it be known that he's looking fine. And I agree. I've always liked Alton. But yeah, so they're all going in, and the first team to get their shields out is Jimmy and Mark's team. And Jimmy says she knows these challenges like that. She says, I've always known them. I know 1 through 36. I can recite them like that. So she's like, back up. I got it. She puts them all in order. So they are the first team to get finished, Jimmy's team, but they have 2 shields that are broken. So we'll see how that plays out in the overall times. So as each team goes, the time is dwindling. We see Nehemiah's team struggling. They have their shields out, but they cannot get the order correct. EZ is doubting Katie. Was it Katie?
Yeah, it was Katie.
EZ is doubting Katie, and it's causing them to get their numbers wrong. And even once they switch it, they're still not sure which one is wrong. And really, if you don't know which one is wrong, you can't really do much about it.
Yeah, and when you're like the last, you already know you're like coming up last, and you're starting to panic. So it's just like they moving stuff, not really thinking about where they moving stuff, and Big Easy wasn't helping them, just saying, just doubting everything. So it was just a whole lot of just to begin with.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, each team keeps finishing, and then finally, and TJ calls it, last place is Nehemiah's team. They never were able to get it done, and they come in last place. So we know that automatically Nehemiah is going into the elimination because he was the captain of the losing team. But in between the other 2 first place teams, Jimmy and Mark's team thought they had it, but because of they did have it, but because of their 2 shields that were broke, they got a 10-minute time penalty, which caused Darrell's team to win. So Darrell is safe from elimination, and Kendall is the owner of the lifesaver this week. After TJ had called and we find out that Nehemiah is going directly into the challenge, for some reason, I don't know why, Tech decides to start talking crap to Nehemiah. I'm sure it was like more playful because Tech seems like a funny guy, like a jokester, and he's like, oh, look at that, you lose, like he's just coming at him like talking crap, but I think he thought it was like funny and like in a joking way, but Nehemiah just lost. Now he's going into elimination, so it's kind of like, I'm not laughing type of thing. So I don't know why he did that. I don't know. But so Nehemiah's like, watch yourself, watch yourself. And so because of that, I was like, he's obviously going to ask for Tech. Tech is a smaller guy already, like as far as physically, because he's skinnier than Nehemiah. Nehemiah has more muscle, so I was like, if it's a physical comp, I'm sure Nehemiah would want Tech. Yeah. And like I said, when it came after the elimination, he was talking to Mark, and was it Mark?
Yeah, it was Mark.
He was talking to Mark, and he told Mark that he wanted Tech, like I thought would happen.
Yeah, and again, another scapegoat. Nobody was going to vote for anybody else because, again, Nehemiah said this is what he wanted, and then Mark said basically Tech already, hit there's no blood on his hands, so, he can that easy vote. Again, a scary
Yeah.
vote, like Jimmy said, as we get down to that line.
Yeah. So we get to the deliberation right after that. And before anybody could give their votes or like say what Nehemiah said, text like, I see the writing on the wall and your boy is ready to go in. And he volunteered himself because he knew at that point that Nehemiah wanted him because it was obvious. So Tech volunteered himself, and Derek was like, that's a like a savage move, like that's like a legend move. But Jimmy's like, I hate people who volunteer themselves. Let people vote you in. And even if you what am I trying to say? Even if you see the writing on the wall, I'm gonna still let you vote for me because I want to know who got my back. I want to know who's gonna say my name. It reveals a lot to let people vote for you. It's about the vote, but it's also about who's on your team and who's not. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think one, shortest deliberation in challenge history.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm with Jimmy. It's scared. Like, if you just gonna throw yourself in, why did you even come? Like, I mean, yeah, I get that most likely he would have got thrown in either way it goes, but it's just more so like, just say my name. Let me know how you feel. Like,
Yeah.
don't just be the sacrificial lamb, because again, that vote could have, like, if people would have started deliberating, another name could have came up.
Another
And
name could have came up, and he got Jimmy on his side. Ruthie would not
yeah,
have voted for him. Latarian would not have voted for him. Gisela would not have voted for him. Anissa would not have voted for him.
everybody wanted Tech in the house, so it was like,
Yeah, so like I don't think Nehemiah would have got what he wanted because it would have been
exactly.
like, oh, Jimmy would have pushed easy. It would have been that could have easily been flipped. It could have easily been flipped. There's so many people who like him that they wouldn't have cared if it was like blood on their hands. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm just
Exactly.
disappointed that Tech did that.
Yeah, he could have got out of that. Okay, so the next thing we see is they go out that night. Like you said, they go out that night, and everybody is talking about the fact that Kendall has this lifesaver, and she hasn't really been like, "Oh, I'm not going to use it." She's been really vocal about like, "Oh, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it." And Jimmy wants Kendall to use it to save Tech because she wants Kendall to throw Tech in. Right now, they don't know the rules of the lifesaver. If whoever uses it has to say a name, so they're not sure if that's how it works. So that's why she's not sure if she'll use it, but that's what Jimmy wants. And all the boys in the house, because it is a men's elimination, all the guys don't want her to use it, so everybody's just kind of like walking around on eggshells because she hasn't said she's going to use it. And I'm assuming she had to be drunk because because like what were you doing? Like, I know it's been a long time since she's played the game, but the way she was moving that night was as if she is a rookie and never seen the show. So she's talking about, I don't know what I'm gonna do. What do you think I should do? Should I use it? But you're talking to these boys because if you use it, it affects them. So no, they don't want you to use it.
Yeah.
And
And then
she
you play your cards, you're playing your hand, because when it comes around to be a female elimination day, and they got that lifesaver, I'm pretty sure if you would have, it was just a lot of different variables, and she was
yeah,
just like being real sloppy with her politics at that point.
yeah. And then she what is it? Oh yeah, then she's like, um, she said there's a lot of things to weigh, or like there's a lot of things to think about. I'm not sure which way it's gonna go. And she's talking to Kellyanne, and Kellyanne's like, keep your voice down. And that's why I think she was drunk, because it just doesn't make sense. I'm just gonna give you the benefit of the doubt that you are not clueless to the game like this. Kellyanne's like, slow your roll, keep it down, people can hear you. You're talking. And she's like, oh yeah, you're right. Like what? so then you said what?
She wasn't doing herself any favors that night.
Yeah, she really wasn't. She didn't help out her game at all. Like, just playing. If anything, you should have been like, I don't plan on using the lifesaver. And then if you do, the day of, you can change it. But you don't know what you're doing right now, so don't let people know your plans, your thoughts, your actions, stuff like that. But later that night, Anissa and some other people in the house are talking, and Anissa is talking about how Ruthie plays the game paranoid, blah blah. Ruthie overhears her, and is just like super mad. She's like, F you, Anissa, all of this. And Anissa's like, this is what I'm saying. But my thing is, you were talking about, it's not like she was walking around and y'all were playing video games. She just came up, F you, Anissa. You were actually talking about her. I don't consider that part paranoid. She heard you. So I don't know. That's not a, this is what I mean. You always playing paranoid. No, I'm playing like you're talking about me right now behind my back. So I don't agree with Anissa in that part. Maybe Ruthie does play paranoid, but in that instance, you were talking about.
Yeah, she was talking about her in that instance, but I think Ruthie just got it like, in one, she already had bad blood with the Beast. So I think it's the fact that Anissa was just saying anything that already sent her off. But I think she was like, I feel like anytime they are in like a group setting or something, your head automatically starts to turn and be like, oh, they must be trying to get rid of me. So as soon as she heard her name, it was already like, it's going to her, like her inner saboteur already thinks people trying to get rid of her 15 years ago. So now she's back here 15 years later, still thinking people trying to get rid of her. So
but I think Lisa is trying to get rid of her. She is not paranoid. She is. And what was that? I watched the after show with I think it was last week's after show. I can't remember. And they were talking about, Yesella was saying how people had this thing about Ruthie, but she feels like it was Ruthie's image from years ago. Like people have a threatening image of Ruthie, like she's a challenged beast from years ago, but she has Ruthie's image now, and she's kind of confused about what people are scared of. And I agree, like Ruthie now doesn't seem, she hasn't done anything spectacular in the challenge so far. We haven't seen her like play amazingly. We haven't seen her play bad, but we haven't seen her play amazingly. So she's not a threat.
Trivia challenge. So
You said what?
I said the only thing we got to go off of is a trivia challenge.
Okay, so after all the drama with Ruthie and them calmed down, but again, the drama with Ruthie and Lisa stems from their past in the duel to this past relationships will pop up because like this is an all-star season. They have a lot of baggage, and that's part of Anissa's and Ruthie's baggage that seems to not be able to let go. I do not believe it's one-sided on Ruthie being paranoid. I do believe Anissa wants to get her out, and I don't think it's based off things that have happened in the past couple days they've been in this challenge. This is an overall, she still got baggage from there. She still don't like her from this. So yeah, so after the Anissa and Ruthie drama, we're gonna get into the elimination. So the elimination, what am I trying to say? So once everybody gets into the elimination, Nehemiah comes down because comes down to the arena because he is going in automatically. And so the person who was voted in, which is Tech, he comes down as well. TJ asks Kendall, does she want to use the lifesaver? And she says, what happens if I do? And this is a challenge. We're not going to tell you.
You knew he was going to tell you.
Yeah, so TJ's like, the only way to find out is to use it. And because of course he's not going to tell you. So she's like, well, then no, I'm not going to use it. And all the boys are like, oh, thank God, they're happy she's not going to use it. But I agree with what Mark says. This is the outcome we wanted. We don't want her to use it, but she went about getting to this outcome the wrong way. At this point, you have given these guys the impression that they can't trust you. So when it's girls' day, you didn't reassure none of them. So they're not going to have your back and reassure you. So you ruined your game and you didn't even get nothing out of it, really. Exactly. So Tech and Nehemiah are for sure going into the elimination. TJ explains the elimination is called going out in tile. Is that what it is? Going out in tile. Huh?
Going out of tile.
Going out of tile, yeah. So basically they have to start off in their individual rings, and it is a race to punch out their assigned colored tiles. It's like a structure, and it has the same number of copper tiles and silver tiles, and each of them has to punch out their tiles and then run back into the circle. Whoever gets there first wins the elimination. So they get ready to do this. Both guys are ready, and before TJ tells them to go, he's like, oh, wait a minute, and he pulls out a bag. He puts on a glove latex glove, and he pulls out a baggie with Carolina Reaper peppers in it, and he tells them that each of them will receive 2 peppers, and they have to consume both peppers, show us their mouth that they've eaten it before they're able to start the challenge, to start the elimination. So everybody's like, oh my goodness, because Carolina Reaper peppers are the hottest pepper. Yeah. So they get 2 peppers. The peppers were about like size like this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe if you swallow it whole, then once you do it, you can hurry up and throw it up. I don't know. Like you can do it, then right after the challenge, and then throw it up, so you don't have to actually, experience the hotness. I don't know. Maybe that would be bad in your stomach. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that definitely will be bad.
I mean, if you hurry up and do it, let's get the chat, TJ. Let's go. I just swallowed these peppers. Let's do it. They each start eating and they chewing it. They seem to be chewing for a long time. And like Easy said, the longer you chew, the hotter it's going to experience the flavors. So you said what?
All the heat is always in the seeds. So like if you got all them seeds just stirring in there.
Yeah, no. So they eat it, and then immediately they are like choking and spitting and just like gagging because it's so hot, it's burning. And CJ is just laughing at them. Once they finish, they show their mouth, they're still like choking, spitting up, and he lets them know it's time to go, and he like blows the horn. Nehemiah got like a 1 or 2 second head start because Tech was still spitting up when he blew the horn. But I don't think the 1 second head start made that much of a difference. I don't think. But they both run towards the structure and they're punching out their tiles. I feel like it would have been easy to accidentally punch out somebody's tile. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they're punching out the tiles. And I feel like they added that Carolina Reaper little thing because I bet you that challenge only lasted probably 60 seconds. In real time.
This was probably the worst.
Yeah.
Worst challenge or arena game or whatever elimination round that I've seen in a long time. Like it's just
it wasn't nothing to it. It was nothing all-star worthy about that. And so that's why I feel like they added the
Carolina Reaper. But if you was going to do that, they should have made it more so like, I guess make it more of an eating challenge and then do the running, or like how they did with
they should have gave them more to eat. Like I don't know, be a kid and then you said what?
The elimination where they had like Tony and Johnny drink the spoiled milk or whatever, cookies or something like that. Like fill them up, have them run or something.
They should have like you said, they should have been eating something, or what was that the one with the spoiled milk where they had to eat and then they had to be spun around? It was one where they had to eat like something really gross. A lot of it. Oh no, it was the one with CT back in the day, like the duel, and CT and somebody else had to eat all this stuff and milk and everything, and then they had to be spun around like for 30 seconds in like this chair so they're dizzy and then go and do the thing. So if they would have done that, that would have made it more interesting. They would have been stumbling and a whole bunch of other stuff. But yeah, like you said, it was just like, I'm pretty sure it had to be a 30-second challenge. Like it was a couple minutes for us, but I bet you to the people in front of them, it was so boring, I'm sure. But they're punching out their tiles, and I guess you didn't have to fully punch it out. You just have to crack it because a lot of them was just cracked. And it was pretty close. It was surprisingly pretty close. And running back, Nehemiah got there first, but Tech was literally a 0.2 behind him, and he dove for it. So it was really close, but Nehemiah came out the winner in that elimination.
Also, I think that elimination was rigged as well. Like, it's just something else sit right in my spirit with that elimination because Nehemiah fell from when they was up top doing the little monkey bars or whatever. He fell down and he still won. So it's either somebody wasn't pushing stuff out all the way, or like again, even though it was too cut and dry, they needed something else to like. I just feel like there's no way Nehemiah fell, got back up there, climbed back up there at that.
But maybe when he fell, he was finished.
I don't think he was.
Yeah, I did see him. I did see him fall, but like maybe Tech fell too. Maybe the editing just didn't show people fall, and then they maybe didn't show everything. But I can't imagine it's a way to even cheat on that.
I know it's not a way to cheat, but because
Yeah,
it was
there's no
coming
way to
from
cheat on that one
home.
because it's in front of everybody. I'm assuming they have the same number of tiles, so there's no way for them to really make him win or him, unless I guess it does depend on how they ordered the squares. Like
Yeah.
if you made Nehemiah's more accessible to him and text more, but I think it had to be even. I don't know, but Nehemiah won that one, so Tech is going home, and I do have to say that I felt like more people were cheering for Tech like than they were for Nehemiah, because Nehemiah, I don't know how many people he has, and plus he's more of a physical competitor, so people probably definitely want him out. But I know he has Jimmy, he has Beth, Jimmy and Beth for sure. I don't know who else he has. But yeah, so he's gonna be staying in the house in Tech. We're sad to see, but he is going home.
Yeah, I'm sad. He was definitely the comic relief. I don't know who his confessionals were everything. Like he's
Maybe
gonna
he'll
be
do another All-Star season and he'll come back. So that was episode 3. What are your overall thoughts on the entire episode?
This episode was a little underwhelming. It wasn't seasoned the way I needed to be. It needed some of the
It wasn't given what it was supposed to be.
Yeah, it was a little dry. I needed a
I
little
liked
bit
the actual
more.
challenge. I liked. I thought the
Yeah, the
challenge.
actual challenge I like. It was just these storylines. They kind of like you had this tech storyline, then you had like this Nehemiah Jimmy,
Oh
this
yeah, I forgot about them. Yeah,
Alyssa.
Nehemiah and Jimmy hooking up.
Yeah, there was just a lot of stuff they were setting up, and I was like, I don't need setup. I just like I don't know. I guess it's just lacking something that the main series got right now, where it's like okay, but I guess it's because it's still early too. It's only episode 3, only so I guess once it get down to the nitty gritty. But yeah, this
Yeah.
episode was underwhelming for me.
We'll see how next episode pans out, guys. So we're gonna end it here. Thanks for coming to our channel, and we'll see you next week for episode 4 of the Challenge All Stars.
As always, make sure you like, subscribe, leave comments, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week.